Hello everyone, welcome back to Emerald Dreams Tarot. It's been a while. If you follow my channel, I haven't uploaded in a couple months and there's some very good reasons for that. I went through some things personally, some big life events, but now I'm feeling the creative energies like burst out of me in this very moment. So you know, if you're also feeling like that, I would love to know, because, you know, the planets are doing things. But speaking of the planets doing things, so since I've been here, Saturn has moved into Aries, and just, I think yesterday, Jupiter moved into Cancer. So there's a lot of things pulling at our emotions and creativity right now, but today we have a full moon in Sagittarius, so channeling our inner sage, our inner truth seeker, our inner fire. I tried to pick this is 1, 2, and 3 for you guys to pick from. I tried to pick very Sagittarius-esque tarot decks. You can let me know how I did. But also it's Pride Month, so yay! Happy gay month. We're very queer over here. If you are LGBTQIA+, I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful month and you stay safe. Yes, also, we support immigrants here. I know I have a very small channel, but we support immigrants here. If you're an immigrant in the US, I'm with you. I support you. I don't care if you're here illegally. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, because nobody is illegal on stolen land, and that's just facts. So if you disagree with me, you can fuck off. Okay? Alright, cool. Yes, I am not being quiet about moral issues. That's just not who I am. That's not in my character. So if you're not cool with that, if you don't jive with that, if you don't respect that, if you can't look past that, you're more than welcome to leave. But everybody else, you're chill. Let's get into these full moon and Sag readings. So like I said before, this is 1, 2, and 3, and you can pick 1, you can pick 2, you can pick all of them. It's up to you. But I will see you at your pile. Hello, group 1. So let's just go ahead and start shuffling. What does group 1 need to hear? What are the themes of this full moon for group 1? What will this full moon do for Sag? Or not for Sag, for group 1. Oh my god. I'm not doing a Sagittarius reading right now. Okay, group 1, group 1, group 1. That's good. The King of Swords reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. 3 of Pentacles reversed. 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles reversed. King of Wands reversed. I feel like that tried to come out a second ago, but it didn't. Okay. 6 of Cups reversed. Everything is literally coming out reversed like this. Okay, the Empress reversed. Jesus Christ, y'all. The Sun reversed. Y'all going through it right now. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Jesus Christ. Knight of Swords reversed. Oh no. Okay, what? And Five of Swords reversed. Oh! I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the universe. We have, oh, the Tower and the Moon. Ten of Cups. Whew, y'all have a lot of blocked energy, okay, just right off the bat. All of these reversals indicate a lot of blocked energy. So this is about to burst out of you guys. You cannot hold this down for very long. Once you get to this point, babes, there are two, count them, two upright cards in this spread. Okay, let's just begin. The way that I read is I take two cards vertically and I let them clarify each other, and then I go from there. So, the King of Swords reversed and the Six of Cups reversed. Somebody is not nice and not fair. Somebody is very mean with their words and uses them to hurt their whatever relationship this is. And the Six of Cups can mean a soul bond, a soul tie, if you believe in that. So this is but the Six of Cups is somebody that you've known for very long. So, but the relationship is upside down, like, and it's probably all thanks to this King of Swords, who just runs off at the mouth and has no concept of consequence for their words or actions. Because swords are also actions, so it's not just words, it's not just verbal energy. So their words, their thoughts, their actions are all affecting your relationship with them and affecting your, like, need for this relationship, because the more they hurt you, the more you don't want to be around them, right? And that's like basic 2 and 2 equals 4. The Ten of Wands reversed with the Empress reversed. You want to get this big rock off your chest. What I was gonna say at first was this foot off your chest. You're gonna get, you want to, oh my god. If y'all have seen Lord of the Rings, what comes to mind is in the last battle, like when they're at the gates of Mordor and Aragorn, like, fights this big troll guy. And he's on the ground, and then this, like, troll, huge dude, like, comes and puts his big-ass foot on his chest. And Aragorn literally takes a dagger and stabs the foot. And that's, like, what I feel like you want to do to this motherfucker. Like, y'all, you are so done with not being supported or nurtured in the way that you deserve. And you know you deserve way better. Way fucking better. The Three of Pentacles reversed with the Sun reversed. Nobody wants to work on this anymore. I said he because it's King of Swords, but I mean, gender doesn't really matter with tarot, but they don't want to work on this anymore. You don't want to work on this anymore, and it's making you both unhappy. There's literally, like, no fulfillment coming out of this. And I feel like you had a choice with the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles reversed, because it looks like you chose to not reinvest into this. Which I applaud you, because I know it was probably a hard decision emotionally, but you are so over this shit. Like, believe me when I tell you, you do not want this. I know you don't want this, but also if you don't know that you don't want this, I'm here to tell you, babe, you don't want this. This is no good for you. No good. Relationships like this only keep going downhill, and they keep spiraling out of control until you crash. And you need to jump ship. And maybe it's already crashed, but you need to jump ship before it crashes. In the spirit of self-preservation, okay? We care about ourselves. We want to live the rest of this life. And we value this life. Even if you don't believe that, try to tap into the part of you that does, no matter how small it is. I know it's in there. I know it's in there. Okay. 8 of Pentacles, and you know why I know it's in there? Because if it was completely gone, you would not still be here. And that's the truth. Like, I'm gonna get a little bit personal here, but my life has been touched by suicide, and in many different ways. And I know what it looks like when somebody doesn't want to be here anymore, but I know you do. Because you wouldn't be here watching a tarot reading for guidance. You know what I mean? So, if you're still debating whether to keep yourself in this relationship dynamic, I really would advise against it. And that's my big sibling TED Talk for you. Y'all, I have a little sister who just turned 18, and I give her lectures all the time. It's the Capricorn Mercury in me and the Capricorn Sun in me, like, working together to be a menace to my little sister. Anyways, I just want to pass on knowledge as much as I can. The 8 of Pentacles reversed, but that's enough yapping. I apologize, I went off topic. 8 of Pentacles reversed with the Knight of Swords reversed. I see you kind of minding your own business and, like, putting effort into this relationship, and, like, out of nowhere, this person will just, like, attack you or be hurtful to you, or, you know, just be very cold, or do something that really hurts you and messes with your ability to grow. And I feel like it's made you not want to put any more effort into this. Like, your effort has, like, your desire for the effort has gone out the fucking window. Like, completely out the window. The King of Fire reversed, or King of Wands reversed, I should say. The Queen, not the Queen, oh my god. I can't read. The 5 of Swords reversed. So, yeah, the passion, the fire, the ecstasy, that's all kind of gone away, and you feel like it's not coming back. At least it has out of you, I feel. And you're no longer in a position to be self-sacrificial for this relationship. You no longer want to be that. You don't want to self-sabotage anymore. And so, with the Tower, the Moon, the 10 of Cups, you really made a big decision here, or maybe your decision is not revealed yet. Based off your intuition and based off your knowledge of what really could make you happy, and this is definitely not it. So maybe you're being, like, secretive about your emotions or something like that with this person, which I do advise that because they seem to be very dangerous to you, emotionally or otherwise. Okay, so let's get into the oracle. My Sagittarius best friend loves this deck, so I have to use it for the Sagittarius full moon. Okay, tell me about group 1. Tell me about group 1. Oh, I love that card. Yes. Yes. This card reminds me of the Two of Swords, if you know tarot. That's like the choice card, indecision card. Okay. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we have Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. Okay, let's talk about it. We have Deep Diver, diving into a task. Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. Caterpillar, opportunity. Watchers, transpersonal. Eye of the Needle, intentionality. The Farther Gate, bold step forward. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. And then Whale Song, resonating. Okay, so you're definitely trying to be very much more intentional with the way that you're making big decisions and big steps in your life. And you're not afraid to get messy with it. You're not afraid of a little chaos. You're not afraid to make a mistake, which I think is the perfect mindset to have. I mean, that sets you up for success because you're not going to let the failures, hold you down. This is kind of like a collective opportunity for everybody because Jupiter and Cancer mixed with Saturn and Aries, it's all about like acting on our emotions. Acting on what fulfills us creatively. Taking action that leads to abundance, right? So I'm not surprised to see overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Because just as you experience life with this transit, if you continue to put yourself first and invest in yourself and invest in in your interests and your passions and your activities and your career and whatever else you have going on for yourself, choices and their consequences, you will actually resonate and feel connected to whatever success you get out of this time period. And it starts with today's full moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is all about truth seeking. What is it that you actually want to do? Preparations for the future. This is about choosing, planning, thinking about, and acting on what you already know would fulfill you creatively, emotionally, and mentally, and spiritually, and psychologically, right? And that might be like multiple different things, but you know what those things are. And if you don't, you're about to find out, because trial and error, babes. Trial and error. But okay, I have limited energy, so I'm only gonna do one. This will be the reading. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. It was an honor and a pleasure to read for you, and as always, I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 2. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. What can group 2 expect from this full moon in Sagittarius? What can group 2 expect from the full moon in Sagittarius? Tell me about group 2. Please. Oh, that's 9 of Pentacles reversed. The Page of Wands reversed. The Magician. Temperance reversed. That's the Sagittarius card. Strength. And the 8, that's the 8. 8 of Swords reversed. I love that card so much. Ten of Cups. The High Priestess. Four of Cups reversed. Two of Swords. And Seven of, not swords, 7 of Pentacles reversed. We have the 7 of, is that the 7? No, that's 8 of Cups reversed. I'm so bad at Roman numerals. The 8 of Cups reversed. And then at the bottom we have Death. And the Empress. That's a beautiful combination. Not the Police Brutality. Oh my god. I don't use this deck that much. 10 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Let's get into it. So, if you're not familiar with how I read, I take 2 cards vertically and I let them clarify each other, and then I move on from there. You have the 9 of Pentacles reversed with the 10 of Cups. It's almost like you feel lost in your emotional environment. Like you feel lost in other people. Your family, your spouse, significant other, child, parent. whatever it might be, you feel like you're not very independent when it comes to that. Or you don't feel like you could support yourself outside of that. And keep in mind, death is at the bottom of the deck, so that means that these things are coming to an end and they are changing. Okay, don't be afraid of death. Death is metamorphosis. It's transformation. Yes, things end, but they change. Nothing truly ends, it just changes. You know what I mean? Page of Wands reversed with the High Priestess. You don't feel... It's like you don't feel inclined to put like any creative, abundant energy into utilizing your intuition. So you're kind of not listening to yourself right now. I want you to realize there is potential in your inner knowledge. First of all, you know yourself better than anybody. That's going to be true your entire existence in this universe. Nobody's ever going to know you as well as you know yourself. So, don't make my mistake and look for yourself in other people. Don't do that. It just leads to you almost not, I don't want to say wasting, but like misdirecting your love, energy, and effort into the wrong people. You are the one who you should be directing all that energy into, first and foremost, because what does RuPaul say? If you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? It is very true. Like, we think we can love other people when we are unhealed. And maybe we can treat them right and show them, affection, whatever, but it's like they don't get the best of us, and we don't get the best of us until we have poured into ourselves first. Because when you learn to value yourself, your relationships begin to get better. You're not stuck in abusive, toxic cycles or patterns with people anymore. You don't lose yourself in relationships anymore because you value yourself. And that's the point that, we're trying to get to in, like, when you think about, people on spiritual paths like me who really strive for individuation. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I see you utilizing your own power with the Magician and the Four of Cups reversed. You're like, fuck that. I don't want to be in a bad mood all the time. Like, I'm in control of my own state. I'm in control of myself. And I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to feel rejected. I don't want to feel apathetic. I don't want to feel uninterested or dismissed. Any of these things. But when it comes to the things that are imbalanced in your life, you still have to choose whether or not to cut them out or keep them in. That's where your discernment comes in, and, your trust of yourself should come in. Because if you trusted yourself, you would trust your instinct, which you're not listening to at this current moment, which tells me you're in a predicament in this Ten of Cups that is based off of you not listening to yourself. So I want you to start listening to those whispers inside of you that tells you what you really want and what you really don't want. Because why would any of us live our lives wasting this precious time not doing things and being with people that we want to be with and want to do? Like, don't be afraid to ask for more for yourself. Strength with the Seven of Pentacles reversed. You're like, you are reinvesting and reinvigorating yourself, and you're acknowledging your own resilience and your own ability to be gentle and vulnerable, but also you're learning what not to invest in anymore. Like, you're learning when to pull the plug, and I think that's great. You are not trapped mentally in this situation anymore. This is like, I feel like this whole spread tells a story of like where you started and where you're at now. But that's a cycle of death, right? Like, and I love this combo, Death and the Empress. It's like, you are transforming, but you're also learning in this process to nurture and love and take care of yourself. And the Empress is always abundant. She's always in an abundant environment. Whatever you put into her, she can put out tenfold. Don't even get me started on all you dirty minds. But yes, Death and the Empress, two very, very beautiful cards next to each other. Death is a process. It's beautiful. Death is everywhere. You can, just like life is everywhere. Death and life are everywhere, always, all at the same time. They are like the same fucking thing. So it's a beautiful, beautiful transition, beautiful state of mind to be in. I think you're doing great, and I want to encourage you to keep going. I feel like I want to use the Poesis Oracle for you guys. Tell me about group 2. Actually, I'm having doubts. I'm second guessing. But I feel like the Universal Oracle would suit your guys' energy better. To be quite honest. Tell me about group 2. Group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2. Tell me about group 2, please. Group 2. Patience. Divine timing, maturing, persistence, commitment, dedication, loyalty, devotion, shadow, fear, pain, trauma, dark night, expansion, growth, progress, talents, on the right path, love, universal unconditional love source, masculine, direction, movement, protection, giving, manifestation, magic, belief, faith, transformation, rebirth, change, paradigm shift. Oh, I love that combo. Innocence, unconditioned, trusting, vulnerable, pure. Past, Emotional baggage, forgive, move on. Dreams, messages in dreams and visions, and then intuition popped out. And passion was also on the bottom of the deck. Intuition says knowing, extrasensory perception, and passion says creative energy, enthusiasm, and drive. Okay. I feel like you're having to be patient with the side of you that like wants to get shit done right now. Like you're kind of impatient side. You're kind of you're having to like parent that side of you. But that's a good skill to have because some adults do not do that. You're committed to what you want to grow in your life. You're committed to what you want to come alive. You're committed to your manifestations. You're committed to your faith. You're committed to all the magic, everything that brings a smile to your face, which I love that. That's beautiful. Then we have shadow and transformation. I love that combo, and intuition ended up right beneath it. So when it comes to your shadow, when I want you to do shadow work, I really want you to just follow what you feel. Like, don't have any expectations for the session or the tarot spread or the journal entry, whatever. Just follow what you're feeling. Investigate into those feelings. Ask yourself why you feel that way. Ask yourself what's the bigger, larger truth that's still buried. Because you know what it is, you're just scared to unearth it. And believe me, I've been there. It's not easy to do shadow work, but it is necessary. So good luck. Things are going to change. You're going to have a paradigm shift. That's what the card says, which I love that for you. That's always a great time whenever you can get those breakthroughs with yourself and within yourself, and due to the work that you've done with and on yourself. So that's great. I'm really happy for you. Expansion, innocence, passion. So, sorry, I'm a little bit tired. You're really growing, like, what does this card say? You're really growing your trust and your, like, giving people the benefit of the doubt, I feel. But also the universe is kind of applauding you on, your talent of, like, leaving the past behind, basically. I love that you got the talent card with past, like, that's literally telling you, like, yes, you're doing the right thing, leaving that behind. And I feel like you should be paying attention to your dreams right now. There might be, like, some communication happening there that's important. If you're, like, a witch or a spiritual person, I feel like somebody might be reaching out to work with you. Or to just establish a connection there. Like a relationship, you know. If not, then I want you to think about how your dreams make you feel. Like, how do you feel when you first wake up? Are you always like, damn, that was fucked up? Or are you like, oh, that was actually pretty nice? Like, when it's pretty nice, like, I want you to remember that. I want you to write it down. Even when it's not nice, I want you to write down, like, all your dreams. It's so beneficial to have a dream journal. Do I do that? No. But do as I say, not as I do, okay? But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching. It was an honor and a pleasure to read for you, as always, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hello, Group 3. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. What does Group 3 need to know about this full moon in Sagittarius? is this full moon in Sagittarius going to affect group 3? One more. Okay. 9 of Cups. I knew death was going to come out. I use tarot cards as symbolism and correspondences in spell work, so I accidentally burnt this one time, and I had to cut off the burnt bits because they were like literally crumbling. So yeah, Death, 5 of Swords. So some of them are a little bit fucked up, but it's okay. We still love this deck. No need to replace it. Ace of Wands reversed. Eight of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Four of Wands reversed. Lots of wands. Lots of fire energy. Ace of Swords reversed. The Devil. Page of Swords. Three of Pentacles reversed. And King of Cups reversed. Okay. The Star. Strength. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So if you're unfamiliar with how I read, I take 2 cards vertically and I let them clarify each other, and then I go on from there. But okay. The 9 of Cups with the 4 of Wands reversed. If you're reading these cards, you can see that this says happiness and this says fulfillment. But this one is reversed. So you're not really getting what you want out of your relationships right now, or a singular relationship, or your home environment could also be. You are like literally going through such a mental shift in how you see the world right now. Your perspective is completely changing about how you think and interact and speak and take action in relationships. But I do see you having a lot of 5 of Swords and the Devil, having a lot of self-sabotaging, self-sacrificing, combative behaviors towards yourself and others. So that is something that's truly, really holding you back. I feel like, oh, I just heard you crave the chaos. So if that's true, if you feel like you crave the girl, me too. Oh my god, I cannot even begin to deny that. I feel you. I feel you. On a very, very high level, I feel you. You are starting to realize that there's really no, you feel like you're wasting your energy. You feel like your energy is being wasted and misplaced and misdirected, and you feel like you had maybe a false start with somebody or something, but you still have a lot of potential to make things work. It's just a matter of do you want to? And the 8 of Wands reversed with the 3 of Pentacles reversed, That, though, to me is the biggest red flag or sign of like, of being like, okay, there is like very little communication, and if there is any, it's like you're not seeing eye to eye. Things aren't really moving anywhere. Things aren't really working together. There's like no collaboration, cooperation, none of that. And you need that. You need communication and you need cooperation in a relationship for it to work, whatever relationship that may be. Familial, friendship, sibling, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, fucking significant other, I don't know. Any relationship, you need communication and you need cooperation. So that to me is just like, full stop, this is not working. Page of Wands reversed and the King of Cups reversed. You're no longer interested in wasting your energy on someone who's not even like emotionally mature. They're like extremely emotionally immature, or they just have like no grasp of their emotions whatsoever or how they affect you. They are not emotionally regulated at all. And honestly, sometimes that might not be their fault. Like if they have borderline personality disorder or something. Like I have BPD, so I know how... I'm diagnosed, by the way. I'm not just saying that. So I can speak on it. I know how that is, and it's not entirely their fault. But it is their responsibility to take accountability and to work on that shit. If you're with somebody who has BPD and they do not work on themselves at all, they don't go to therapy, they don't do shadow work, they don't talk about their feelings, they don't express how their mind works or how their emotions work, and they have no interest in getting better, you need to leave, because that's not, no. Don't make excuses for them. Every person with BPD needs to take responsibility for it. And I say that as somebody as diagnosed BPD. We can't just be out here treating people like shit and being like, oh, sorry, it was my BPD. And like, no. Take full accountability. Change the behavior. Be an adult. Our actions have consequences. Full consequences. And I'm sure you know that by now. But anyways, this is a beautiful combination. The Star and Strength. You really are finding your own strength, your own ability, your own courage to heal yourself and have like some kind of focal point, some kind of goal for yourself to get to. Oh, I don't know if I can show this naked lady on YouTube. But you have goals in mind for yourself now, and you want to heal to be able to get there. You want to get that insight about yourself, but you know, you're at a point now where you can do that for yourself, and you can reinvest in yourself or invest in yourself if it's the first time doing that. And you're doing this all slowly but surely. And the Knight of Pentacles is that kind of card. Tells me you're taking your time. Tells me you're doing things right. Tells me you are building ground up, brick by brick, at a consistent, steady rate, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so good job on that. You have your priorities straight. You have your head screwed on straight. You're not letting this determine your future. This is just a situation that you're in. You're already changing. And you're on to better things that are going to actually fulfill you in life, I feel. On to bigger and better things. Okay. I was gonna use this Oracle deck for group 2, but I was like, no, you guys need this deck. I needed the Poises deck for group 3. Absolutely. Tell me about group 3. Ah, that wanted to jump out. Okay, abundance. Yes, we love that. We love to see it. Okay. Tell me about group 3. Tell me about group 3, please. Love. Oh, I never see that card. No, for real though. I never see that card. Oh God. Chaos. Expand. You guys are reminded me of group 2. So if you felt drawn to group 2, definitely go watch that reading. Home. Wound. Journey. Heal. Oh, yeah. Wisdom. Okay. Root popped out, so I'm going to put that at the bottom, but there was also simplify at the bottom and noise. Okay, I'm going to read them out to you. We have abundance, home, love, wound, magic, journey, chaos, heal, expand, wisdom, desire, and choice. And at the bottom there's root. So I feel like in this healing journey, heal comes up twice for you, like star in the last spread and literally the card heal in this spread. And then we have the root card. So it makes me think that you're really truly digging deep into yourself, and I applaud you for that, because it's probably the hardest thing you can do, but once you start doing it, it is so rewarding, and I'm sure you've noticed that. You live in an abundant environment, whether that just be within your own mind or that actually be where you live and the town you live in, and you know, the people around you and everybody who invests in you and you invest in them. So that's beautiful. Love and wound, I mean, who isn't? Who isn't hurt by love? I mean, love hurts. Was that Poison? Wasn't that Poison? I don't know. 80s bands. I grew up listening to them, but I can't tell you who sang what, because I just know exactly what they sound like and not what they're called, because that's how I grew up. But anyways. Yeah, you've really been wounded by others and masquerading as love for you. So you're like in a period where you're like, fuck everybody else, I'm gonna work on myself. And dude, I'm right there with you right now. I'm gonna open up a little bit, but I just broke up with my fiance like a month ago. So I'm in a spot where I'm like, fuck relationships. I don't want a relationship until like 5 years from now, if at all. So I completely understand where you're at. I get this. Then we have magic and journey, and I think you're really learning to appreciate the little things and how things weave together and how the universe works in your favor and how your story the story of your life is written, you know? You're finding the magic in your life. You're realizing that it's really about the journey and not the destination, as cheesy as that sounds. And what you've also learned so far is that you can only really heal through chaos. Like, if you think about how planets are formed, it is complete, utter trauma. Complete, utter trauma. It is impact after impact, mold after mold, like just hammering out and refining until it's in a place where it can be still and grow trees and harbor water and harbor life. So we kind of have to go through this molding death, this transformative death. I see it as like a constant thing, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm never gonna stop being molded and shifted and refined. I feel like I'm forever in the sharpening stage of, but also like, you know, the actual smithing of the weapon. I feel like that part never ends. So, you know, just keep in mind that there's really no end point to healing, because life continues to happen to us constantly. We constantly have things to work through. We constantly have things we need to make decisions about. We need to address, acknowledge, live up to, and take accountability for, and learn to process. And no situation is like another. I mean, they might be similar, but you're never going to go through the same shit twice. Unless it's like a different person in a different font because you didn't learn the lesson the first time. Which is a completely human thing to do. Like, I've done that so many times. So I really get it. But your knowledge, your wisdom, your inner gnosis, your UPG, your unverified personal gnosis, is expanding, and the library of your mind is growing, and new entries are added every day. And as you learn new things on your journey, you just accumulate this wealth of knowledge and experience that you can give advice from. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need one more card for desire and choice, because what's the choice? What's a choice? Freedom. Oh, you want to be free, baby. You want to be free. You want to choose joy. Yeah, you want to choose what makes you happy. What makes you feel like you can breathe. And what you might actually be a Sagittarius, because that is a very Sagittarius feeling. You want to be free as a bird. You want that freedom. You don't want a cage. You don't want to be held down. You want to be nurtured and uplifted and you know, wind to be put beneath your wings. It's like, is that too much to ask for? You know what I mean? And when I look over here now, it's like, you truly were just like shot down out of the sky and held hostage by these previous love interests, and that really hurt you. And I think that's something that you should look at and try to work through before you give romantic love a chance again. But that is my very unprofessional opinion. But yeah, that's what I have for you. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. It was an honor and oh, I lost my train of thought. it was an honor and a privilege to read for you today, and I hope I see you again very soon. And I'll see you later. Bye!